Hey, did you think fantasy football was over just because the regular season is done? Don't be silly. At the Ballsville game, we're always creating new and exciting ways to enjoy football. Check this out. This is Heroes of Dynasty, and it's the latest expansion. We've got 6 leagues waiting to be filled. Just head over to the Ballsville website at www.theballsvillegame.com. Scroll on down to the Heroes of Dynasty picture and join today. Don't forget to read all of the rules and bylaws. It helps. When you decide which league you want to join, just click on the picture of the hero that you choose. A different manager of the Ballsville team will be in each of the leagues, so come compete. The Ballsville team is always finding creative ways to make fantasy football more fun for you.
Welcome in, Ballsville gamers, to another episode of the Ballsville Podcast. I'm your host, Scott Fitzgerald, a.k.a. Lutz for Sale on Sleeper, and this episode is brought to you by the Ballsvillegame.com. Our games combine fantasy football and poker, which create big payouts with great odds. New intro. We want to thank Sarah M21, our producer, for putting that together for us. Before I get into player introductions, I'm going to give you guys the lineup for this podcast. It's going to be a monster show today. It's going to include Alex, who's going to go over our updated website, which is popping off big time, our future dynasty leagues that are off and running, and when the mini leagues will start. We'll get into the championship breakdown from last week. We will also go over to Sean, and he'll go over the Ballsville playoff game. That's our pilot for this year. And then we'll send it over to the player of the year, and Connor, and he'll go over his Dino strategy booklet that he put together for us. So that's going to be interesting. And our very first mock draft, which is going to be a Dino draft for 2025. We grind here at Ballsville. No one else does this. And along with our mock drafts today and in the future, no other podcast does this, but we give away freebies. So that's on tap for today. So I'm going to bring in the panel. I'm going to go over to my co-host. He's Bill's Mafia. He's had kind of a rough week, but we're going to give him a little bit of time. Let's send it over to Sklem. What's up, Sean?
Not much, man. How's it going?
Anything you want to say real quick about what happened when the clock struck zero?
No, not really.
Not really. Just move on.
No, man. I mean, obviously, it was heartbreaking. You know, it was one of those years where we really felt like we actually had a shot this year, like, you know, better than others, you know. So it was rough, man. But like they can always say, you know, to be the best, you got to beat the best. And we just proved again that we still can't do it at the right time. So, you know, until we make some changes that we can make a difference, is going to happen again.
All right, we'll circle back at that. Before I get to my next panelist, I want to give a shout out to Jerry Bagshaw in chat. What's up, Jerry? I think I see Jay Morris out there. Welcome in, Jay Morris. And Short Stacks in there. So welcome in, guys, to the chat. I'm going to go down to our 2004 or 2024 Ballsville Player of the Year. He is the good old boy from West Texas. He goes by C-Bomb on Sleeper. What is up, Connor?
What is up? I was expecting Sean to be a little bit more, energetic. I thought, the game went exactly how we all thought.
I'm in my morning jersey, okay? All right, and that's not morning like when you wake up.
Oh, well,
it's MOUR, morning.
I just have one thing to say. That's go Bills. We all know they're going to win it all. So,
all right. And before I get to my fourth panelist, I want to say what's up to Grizz Tony. What is up, Grizz? Welcome in.
Tony.
And our fourth panelist, he is your captain. He is our captain. He goes by Alejandro Hernandez. He is the president of the Ballsville game. What is up, Westlaw?
Oh, man, you guys get me every time, dude. It's classic. Hey, Shawnee, when the clock hit zero, I imagine you were like that scene from Get Out, you know, when she hits the tea glass and he flies back out into space. Yeah, a shell of himself, guys. He rallied to come back to us. Thank you, Sean.
You know what I felt like, to be honest with you? It felt more like when the Hulk got punched in the chest by that homegirl and busted Bruce Banner right out of the Hulk. Like, that's pretty much what it felt like to me, dude. Like, I went from being this super strong, like, screaming and yelling, hell yeah, we got this, to, like, falling into this frail little white boy curled up on the floor.
Poor Sean. Well, better luck.
Well,
Better luck next year. Maybe they'll get him a true number one over there instead of Amari Chuck Steeler Cooper. So, anyways, okay, we're gonna move on here, and we are gonna talk about the our Ballsville game.com website, which is really popping off. Our future leagues for Dynasty, we did an expansion that is going very, very well. It's opened up spots. Get in there and get your spot, and we'll do a little bit of mini leagues, and we're gonna go over to the our El Presidente, Alex, and Alex is going to run you through this. What is up, Alex? Let's go.
all right, guys, we're going to make it nice and fast because we got a lot of things to get to today. So if you go over here to the website, you'll see Sarah's lovely commercial. You'll see our Hall of Fame that honors our 2024 winners. Yes, Connor, you're in there. You put your smile away. So when you get down here, you're going to see our existing Dragons of Dynasty leagues. That's 16 leagues of Dragons. And then corresponding with those dragons, because we're storytellers and, themes matter, we have the Heroes of Dynasty. Right there, we're going to go over here to the Dragons of Dynasty real quick. Here you're going to find a bunch of information about the game. There's our original manager spot. You're going to see a little video that we put together. We do these in the off season because we get bored. Numbers here are going to reflect your payouts. That's actually 2,400 because we have a late addition to those numbers for last year. I'll update that. Here's your Dragons. Some of you, if you're like me and you grew up watching a lot of cartoons and playing games and stuff like that, you're going to recognize some of these. Smog's the easy one. There was a movie about him. Alduin from Skyrim. Shenron from Dragon Ball Z. So you have
say the rest of them.
Yeah. Well, we won't read them. We'll skip them along. But if you've missed Scott, hold on a second. If you guys have missed Scott pronouncing these leagues and you're here now,
not doing
stay tuned. Stay tuned for some of these names. Okay.
Yeah.
It is literally one of the highlights of our episodes when Scott is reading off the names of these leagues.
I'm glad
it's pronounced Noob Saibot.
Yeah. I'm glad I'm the punching bag for all these names. But
I
wouldn't say a punching bag, Scott. We're laughing with you, not at you.
Yeah.
Okay, so here we go. The rest of the Dragons of Dynasty, they're all pretty cool storytellers, whatever. So then we go over here to the Heroes of Dynasty, and we try to keep it the same theme. So this year, instead of trying to extend the 16 leagues and allowing that to continue to grow, which it might one day, but for now it's 16, we opened up a whole new branch, the Heroes of Dynasty. Coming here, these are all must-reads. You don't have to read them now, but you will have to read them by the time the leagues start. These will be posted in your leagues as well. These are your documents, your league safe, which is always a majority. You guys know that, your players. Continuing on, it gives you a little description about how the leagues are going to operate. We're going to do a derby-style startup. It's a single shuffle. And then you're going to pick your draft spot, and your draft order is going to be, 1 through 12 for your vets, which is going to be what you're going to do for the startup. And then after the NFL draft, you're going to have your rookie draft order determined by your startup draft order, but it will be in reverse. So if you have the 101 in the startup draft, you're going to end up with the 112 in the rookie draft. Okay. And we do that just because in conjunction with the Derby, it gives a little strategy to the spot you pick. Some of you like to be at the front, the end. I don't mind being in the center. A lot of people do. So that's what you have to look forward to. We're going to do that for the first 6 just so that we can add some build-up before they kick off next week. When selecting a league, just pick one for now. When we get closer to these leagues opening, you'll have the opportunity to pick more. Some of you have been asking, and thank you for your patience. We try to have a manager in each league. Right now, we have 5 out of the 6 have individual managers. Connors and let's go down to the leagues. So right here, Light Fury, You'll find Connor in that one. Nobody's going to catch him. We have Zubikis, who's coming to Cloud. We have Goku with Sarah. I'll be in Dragonborn. And Gandalf, our most popular one. So if you click the league, you're going to come to this screen. And you'll see the sign-up sheet down here. We have 9 players already signed up. We have a couple of those payments in because we give you the option to pay in now. So if you wanted to register, you would just enter your sleeper name, submit it, and come down here and pick your spot out, ask you for your name, and then we can correlate your name with your sleeper name, and you'll receive, when this timer goes down, you will receive an automation. This is what I've been doing, guys, for the last week and a half is setting up all these new little tools for our website. So if we find Gandalf, here's our setup. You'll receive these emails. We'll get an invitation to the league letting you know that your sleeper league is opened, and then you'll join the league. All the same information is going to be there, and at that point, hopefully we have all 12 people per league, and we can get this sucker rolling, nice, smooth sailing into our draft season. And that's how we're going to kick things off. So go register, and a week from now, guys, it's time to go.
Yep. So do not go to Sleeper and look for us on Sleeper. These leagues are not there yet. Please go to the website, like Alex said, and do all your registering from there. I picked Gandalf because I don't know any of the other players. And the most famous quote ever is, "The laughing leaf has slowed your mind, my friend," straight from Gandalf. So that's why I got there. Fran writes in the chat.
Guilty.
She says, "I speak Scott too." Yes, Scott is a very alternate language that I've created. And yeah, hopefully more people will talk Scott. So anyways, let's move on to what everyone was probably having a real good time, except for maybe one panelist. Today on the panel, we had the Philadelphia Eagles hosting the Washington Redskins. That goes out to Lisa.
Commanders.
So the Eagles put up a 50 burger on the Skins. Jaden kind of came back to earth a little bit, but you know what? He still played up really good games. What doomed the Redskins, in my opinion, was they were up against the most complete team in football right now, offensively and defensively. It was all Jalen, all Saquon, a little bit of Shipley, 5 touchdowns, 4 turnovers for the defense, all Philly. They're off to the Super Bowl. Sean, what's your take on that game?
Whatever. I'm still bitter, damn it. No, it was just boring, man. I really wanted Jaden Daniels to come out there and show us, like, hey, I'm a rookie and I'm about to still compete in this game. And, at least, like Patrick did against, Tom in his first game, maybe not win, but be competitive and show that you're going to be there for a while. And he kind of had his first glimpse of a rookie moment, and he just happened to have it in the championship game. But it's pretty frustrating to have it happen the way it did. I really would have liked them to be able to at least make it a game, man. Let's get some defensive stops or something like that going here. I mean, how do you let Saquon break away for a big run like that right at the gate? That's like a recipe for disaster against that team. Just those types of things happening for them, it was just pretty frustrating. And even when they tried to start scoring and open up their offense, they just weren't able to do anything. So it just felt like they kind of got to that point where they reached the top of their hill for the season, and Philly kind of proved that they're just that much better of a team.
Yeah. Now, Connor, so the Eagles did what the Lions did not do, and that was run against that porous Redskin defense. So what was your take on that game?
Yeah, I mean, the Commanders could never, the Redskins, whatever you want to call them, could never really get momentum.
Commanders.
I said both. I made both sides happy, but they just really could never get momentum. They went down there and kicked the field goal to start the game. They looked good, and then Saquon just busts, a long touchdown. They get the ball back. I think they score another touchdown. I don't think they ever took the lead, but I think they scored another touchdown later in the game. They looked like they were rolling on offense. They just needed, one stop on defense, get a little bit of momentum. They could just never do that. And like you said, Scott, that's what I thought the Lions should have done. They should have rushed Gibbs. I think I said that after the game. I'm just surprised they didn't do that. I think they probably could have won that game. They're the better team. Nobody really saw the Commanders being here preseason. So I thought it was a great season by Jaden Daniels. I really don't blame that game too much on him anyway. That defense was horrid all season. I mean, we saw what the Bengals did to them, and we saw what a bunch of teams did to their defense. I mean, even the Bears had one of their best games against their defenses. So that defense isn't going to tighten up if they want to be back here next year. But Jaden Daniels is still great.
Yeah, he's a stud. Alex, before we move on, let's answer a few questions in chat. Steve wrote in, I signed up for the Gandalf, but missed where the pay link was. And then Jay Morris wrote, I'm in the same boat, Zubicus. I signed up for Cloud, but no one's name is there yet.
Yeah, okay. Oh, in Cloud? Really?
Yeah. And then he said and then Steve is looking for the pay link.
Okay. So on the Dragons of Dynasty webpage, if you scroll down, let me share this screen again.
We screen share that, yeah.
There we go. Okay, so yeah, on the page, when you get down to the leagues, it's going to give you the option right here, this little window that says Pay Now. Gives you your price point, $25 annually, $50 to start up. You can reserve your spot, and if you pay now, you're going to secure it. As far as the Clouds, what's that?
Did they put in their sleeper name for that?
Actually, this is going to take you directly to the League Safe link.
League Safe. So, yeah, you can put either or, right? I mean, it doesn't really matter. It's probably easier if you put
the design of the sign-up sheets. Oh, wrong page. The design of the sign-up sheets here, when we ask for your sleeper name, we get emailed that. So we get to collect that in the emails. They go into their own folder. And then down here, we ask you for your name and your email. That way we can correlate payouts for League Safe. This is something that we didn't have at the ready last year, and payouts took a little longer than expected because we had to come and ask everybody for their email address or their name to correlate with League Safe. So this should speed up the process. Zubicus, as far as Cloud goes, that's so good, guys. I'm guilty of being an amateur at web design. All this is just learning on the fly. Anytime you're here, you click this and it takes you back to the homepage, no matter where you're at. But Cloud's definitely going to be a bug of sort. So forgive me. I'll redo that entry. Just give it to the end of tonight, and I'll have that ready for you guys.
Okay, great. All right, Alex. Finishing up on that game, what was your take on that Philly and Washington game?
Well, it was just like last week. We all agreed that if Philly was going to take this, I don't think they dominated like that, but if Philly was going to take this game, it was going to be on the legs of Saquon Barkley. Hurts played a better game, but Saquon stole the show. We all saw that coming, right?
Yeah, for sure. All right, good job, Steve. Steve's paid up, and yeah. So, anyone else that have any questions about sign-up process? Catch us now, or you guys can DM us when we're off the show. All right, we'll move on to the next game. We had a classic matchup. The Kansas City Chiefs, they eked out a win, 32-29. I thought that it was a very good game, back and forth.
Wait, who won?
The Chiefs.
Oh, I thought the Bills won.
Ouch.
Not this year.
Too soon, Connor. Too soon.
Not this year. So after breaking down that game, to me it was just such an even game. But the one thing I take with this game is the last drive when Josh, it just seemed like they only had two plays. It was either a swing pass to Cook or Josh just run and create something. And that's where they're missing like a go-to receiver. I talked to Sean about this earlier. I think the Bills are in a win now mode. They need to go all in, give up draft picks, do whatever you got to do to bring in a pass rusher, somebody in the interior to stop the run, and get Josh Allen a number one receiver, not freaking a check stealer. Bring somebody in that he can go do and count. He can count on third down or when he needs a big first down, fourth down, whatever. But that game kind of, to me, it came down to execution, and the Bills could not execute when they needed to. So it's very unfortunate. I really wanted the Bills to win. Josh Allen deserves a Super Bowl. So Bills management, get this man some players before his window begins to close. So I'll go to Alex. Alex, what's your take on that game?
Well, you guys know me. I'm transparent and I call it how I see it. And that was an interception. And just because we had a Chiefs player reach his arms in and hug the ball after they came down to the floor, it just sucks that there's always something in there, right? Right, Shawnee?
Don't forget about the phantom first down that one ref gave a first down and the other guy came in. No. They're back here. That's a fourth down.
The guy on the backside? Yeah.
But the Chiefs
it's a shame that
going for them as far as the refs. There's no conspiracy. It's all hogwash.
All right, let's go over to Connor. Connor, what's your take on that game?
I mean, I'm not going to talk on any conspiracy or whatever. I mean, everybody's going to have their complaints about anything that ever happens for the Chiefs. So, but I thought Josh Allen actually played poorly. I mean, he had some throws that I thought he missed early. He looked rattled, honestly. He had a really good running game, but his motion in the passing game was just a little, underperforming the way he's been playing this year. But I still thought they had a chance to win. But I mean, the Chiefs have they looked the same way they did all season.
Hey, Connor, stop trolling us with your second account as John Legs over here trying to talk about Tom Brady doing more than Josh Allen.
I hate Tom Brady.
Trying to troll.
I hate Tom Brady more than I can than anybody here. So,
what's up, John?
What's up? John Legs. Welcome.
But I thought the Bills. I was rooting for the Bills, honestly. But I think the interception call, if anything, that was not an interception. That was incomplete. I mean, offensive hits.
Neither of them had possession before it hits the ground, so to me, that's an incomplete pass.
Yeah, I thought that was incomplete. That's why I would have ruled it, but they just they kept it stands. They couldn't overturn
one had a
first down. The first down, I kind of Peyton Manning lover, yeah. The first down, I thought it was a first down, but the referee that saw the ball didn't mark it as a first down. It's the guy behind him who couldn't see the ball. So, but I mean.
There's videos out there that you can look at videos out there where they lay a line across it.
I've literally been for years, dude. Why are they not microchipping balls? They can do shit in a tennis ball, for God's sakes, that bounces back and forth all night. Like, you can definitely put something in a football. It's dumb that they don't do something.
The UFL, which is a secondary league, has that technology. And like Sean said, with the tennis ball and tennis. What does the NFL do? You're $1 billion industry, and you can't clean this up and make this right?
Okay, by the way,
you don't want to.
The tennis balls aren't microchipped, by the way. Tennis balls have 4K cameras that see everywhere. That's how they see those. They're not microchipped.
Then it doesn't matter because a football still doesn't bounce like a tennis ball. You could easily get a microchip in a football without an issue.
I think the point is the NFL has the technology in hand to do whatever they want, and they just kind of drag their feet when it comes to certain things. So, Sean, go ahead and rant.
That was an interception. That's all I'm saying. It was a goddamn interception. Man, they need to change that crap. The tiebreaker goes to the offense. Not a fan.
I don't mind the tie goes to the offense if it's an actual catch. You know what I'm saying?
But
dude. This is the second time that's happened.
You see one hand come in. Other hand came in when they got to the floor. They called it a reception. I don't like it. It just sucks that there's always something questionable like that. I mean,
that's the thing that bothers me the most is that it's never a cut and dry scenario when it comes to these types of things. I mean, we just talked about two significant changes in the game with those play calls that were controversial at best.
If you watch the Houston game, I mean, Houston didn't have a chance there, but if you watch the Houston game, there was plenty of big plays on defense that Houston made that were flagged, and it was these ticky-tack fouls that they just set the pace and gave the Houston kind of like they neutered them. Is what they did.
Yeah, there's a lot. The first step that needs to be is that everything needs to be reviewable. They need to get away with these non-reviewable, types of situations and make every single thing a reviewable play. with the exception of maybe a whistle blow, because that literally like changes people's momentum and things like that. Like there's nothing you can do about a preemptive whistle, but other than that, like you can make everything pretty much reviewable, and you don't have to worry about things like this being an issue. And stop being so like they're so dead set on like, whatever happens on the field, then they have to go with that. If there's like any kind of like remote possibility, they always lean that way. Like, no, like that, what you're talking about right there, incomplete or interception are the two better options, because they called it a catch on the field. They stuck with that because there was no full on proof, right? Like it's not like prove it. It's not like we're in a court of law here. It has to be proven.
I think we'll be here all night, Shawnee. Let's just move on.
It just drives me insane. But as far as the game was concerned, Josh definitely did not play the greatest. He was jittery when he started the game. It bothered me. Yeah. I wasn't happy with the way that they started out, for sure. When we had the ball on that fourth down, but my opinion, man, I mean, they had tried that sneak quite a few times and it hadn't gotten there. Why do you run the same sneak play? They had another sneak play that they like to run a lot with Josh that they ran just in the last week, where they pull a guard and he's in the shotgun and then he runs around behind that guy and it's off to the opposite side of the line as the side that he normally runs to. And the Chiefs, they loaded that side on that play. They should have not rushed up to the line and tried to do it all fast and be all coy and like catch him off guard. They should have taken their damn time, thought about that play a little bit, and like really made an effort, because that was the game, man. If they were driving down the field, if they can do exactly what they did a few weeks back and just drive the clock out and kick the field goal, we win the damn game. Yeah. So there was no reason for them to try to rush the situation like they did. They just wanted to catch them off guard because they thought that's going to be a better opportunity for them to do a quick snap. Defenses are prepared for quick snaps in those scenarios. They get coached up on that on a regular basis. You don't think that defense saw your boys hurrying their ass up there and didn't get as prepared, like, oh shit, they're doing the quick snap. We know exactly what's fucking coming. It's Josh to the right. Let's fucking load our line the way we were taught. And that's exactly what happened. And we literally got beat off the fucking ball on a quick snap on fourth down. That's fucking ridiculous. Beat off. You know what I'm saying? Like, seriously, bro.
Okay, Shawnee, I'm glad you rallied to get back to us, man, because we missed you. We were worried about you there for a while, wondering if you're going to come back.
But to Sean's point,
like, you want to get me back real quick, you get me talking about stuff that's firing me up, because that shit irritated the hell out of me, man.
Yeah, I can see the lifeblood pumping.
Yeah, to Sean's point, though, the Chiefs really had a trouble stopping Josh Allen in space. But they did stop that sneak, 3 or 4 times for less than a yard, inches. So to Sean's point, I agree. They should have definitely had him in space. They had trouble on the outside.
On the play.
Yeah,
one
other quick thing before we move on with the Chiefs that I kind of noticed was, usually when you have a running quarterback, the defense usually has a spy that kind of spies. And Pat Mahomes has not been running a lot this year. And I don't know if it was just because the running game wasn't that good going into this game, or if Andy Reid schemed this a little bit more. But Pat Mahomes had 11 carries for 43 yards and 2 touchdowns. And some of those escapes where he scrambled, they almost looked like they were designed. And the defense, nobody was watching them. Nobody was watching them. So
I was really frustrated by that a lot of times too, because he'd go right around the outside and there was nobody there. And I'm like, guys, it's not just this game. That has been like a staple for Patrick Mahomes against us, especially on 3rd and longer than 5 to 8 yards. He's almost always run like that against us. I'm like, how do you not have a spy waiting for him in those scenarios? You should know that he is prone to this against us on this play. Like, be ready for it. And every single time he goes around the corner and it's a wide open field and he just trots down there like the guy's running 5 miles an hour. And it's unbelievable. It drives me insane. And then he goes back to his little hand flippy thing and goes running right back to the huddle. It drives me fucking nuts.
All right. Well, that was that. We will do our Super Bowl predictions next week. Because we have kind of the bye this week, so we'll get into that next week. But we're gonna talk about the pilot, which is the Ballsville playoff game. It's our golf playoff format, and I'm gonna send it over to Sean there, and Sean's going to break down where everyone's at right here.
So I'm actually not going to go that far yet, Scott, because I still have some updating left to finish on the scoring. So I will talk about how the whole 3 went, though, and give you guys kind of an update on what we're thinking about this whole. So we didn't anticipate a 30-point deficit from one team in the championship game, and it kind of threw our scoring for a whack a little bit. I think it turned out kind of okay, but I don't like some of the aspects of it. So there are going to be some adjustments made from it, and this is exactly why we do this, because we want you guys to help us through these little problems that might arise that we don't foresee, and allow us the opportunity to adjust for them. So we're going to go ahead and have an update for you guys in next week's episode. I'll go through everything along with what we're going to do for hole 4 and who's going to be in it and how it's all going to be broken down for you. But we definitely did run into a problem that I'm really, really glad that we got out of the way, because this is something that
50-point game will do to you, huh?
Yeah,
I mean, when you've got a team losing by 30 points and your scoring is based on strokes and people, nobody's going to pick a 30-point win. You know what I'm saying?
You're not going to
go, I think the Eagles are going to win by 30.
We have a couple solutions that Sean and I discussed for that game, so we'll come back to it.
We've got some stuff in the works for you guys, but we did have a good time with it. I think everybody enjoyed the picking portion of it and the format of it. We just got to finish this little tweak to make it the way it should be. So as we go forward, I want to be able to explain that tweak to you guys when we go over it next week. So we'll definitely have everything lined out for you guys that week, along with the whole 4 breakdown.
Yeah, and that's why it's a pilot, so we can kind of adjust on the fly. Same thing we did with the triathlon. We'd rather just do that. That way we can get everything buttoned up. So when next year comes, we've already ironed out all the flaws in the game. So, all right, well then we'll look. You guys can look for that next Wednesday when we do the scoring updates for that.
And those are all these little side games, like the mock we're going to do tonight. These are all free to enter, and they have a small little prize at the end of them. Just something to keep it interesting.
Yep, for sure. So we're going to move on to Connor. And what we did with Connor, we asked him this year if he could possibly put together some, something to do with college, whether it's Dynasty or some ADP, something like that. So he came to us and said, hey, I'm putting together a Dynasty strategy book. Let me know what you think. He sent it to us. We looked at it. And, I mean, this thing is going to be a huge asset when it comes to your Dynasty draft. So I'm going to send it over to Connor. Connor, why don't you give everybody a sneak peek into your Dynasty strategy book?
Yeah, for sure. So this is just a sample of it. This will look different. This will be like the table of contents. This will be a little bit like how we got the sourcing, where we got the answers from. There'll be players to buy, as you can see, a couple of sneak previews of who we have there. And there'll be players to sell, hold, and then we'll go into a bunch of rookie talk as well. Basically, it was just a crowdsource thing. I reached out to a bunch of Ballsville managers, Scott, and then we have Ken, who's in over 300 or was in over 300 Dynasty leads, and then we have a couple of other really familiar players with Dynasty that are in 50, 60 leads, across Ballsville, across other leads. Tight end premium, non-tight end premium, super flex, non-super flex. And so I basically just asked them a series of questions, what players are they looking for to buy, to sell, to hold? What rookies are they looking for? What players are they holding out hope for, and stuff. And so you'll be able to see this combination of all their answers and stuff. And I'll go into depth into 2 or 3 further answers, as you saw with T. Higgins. He's a couple. We'll have a breakdown of why we think we should buy him or why we think we should sell him. What's the risk of buying him? What's the risk of selling him? And then Alex had a good. We'll have a draft comparison. So what we think you should either get from him or get for him. Say T. Higgins. It's I would say just off the top of my head the 104 or so in the Dynasty rookie draft. So there'll be something like that for each player that we talk about in depth. Here it'll be about 40 pages. Yeah. Look through it. You can download it as a PDF. You can have it on your phone for when you're drafting or when you're going through your Dynasty leagues. So I think it should be a pretty helpful tool. I know there's some other ones out there for rookies and stuff that do the same type thing, PDFs about rookies. But I wanted to do a larger list of just all of Dynasty, whether you should be buying, selling players like that. So,
no,
this is our player of the year. This is the guy that won over. You went over 3,000 last year, right, from Ballsville?
Yeah, I think it's right under 4,000. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, if whatever you think, you might want to consider taking advice from this guy. So I'll be one of the people checking it out.
He was the player of the year. He literally wrote it all over his background.
That's his bedroom wall. He put that up on his wall.
Yeah, it's a whole flag.
It's a wall. Great.
Just
he's got it on the ceiling above his bed, so it's the first thing he sees every morning.
Just to clarify, it's not just my opinions either. Like, I have some opinion pieces in there that'll be about T. Higgins and stuff, but I wanted to keep it more like crowdsourced. So Scott had some players in there that we don't all agree with should be bought or sold, or another player had, I don't want to give the names out just yet, has some players in there that should be bought and sold as well that we don't all agree with, but I want it to be crowdsourced, so all their answers will be shown in there, and they'll, I'll go into depth, like I said, into a couple of them, why the risk and what we think and why and stuff like that. So
right. So yeah, like I said, Connor's been very successful in Ballsville, and along with Ken, who Ken is going to run our dynasty expansion. He's in he's in close to 300 leagues. I know he got a lot out of a lot of them because he wants to be run the dynasty for Ballsville. But yeah, if you're going to take advice, these guys have been through the ringer. They trade, they sell, they buy. They're good people to learn from. I mean, I'm interested to see what their answers are, because we're always learning. As much as we all say we know everything about fantasy, we don't, because we're always learning on the fly. I don't know. You can do this, Connor. Let's see if you can back up your go back to back next year.
Hey, you know what, Connor? If you don't get 2025, actually, you know what? If I get player of the year for 2025, then you have to rock a big turdy background for the entire season of 2025.
I'll buy one of those turd costumes you have and wear it the whole time too if you win player of the year.
All right, let's go on. Let's move on to what everyone came to do, and it's the draft, because we're all degenerates. We're all sickos. We all want to draft, but before we get into it, I want to send it over to Connor and ask Connor. Connor, what's the prize this draft?
So I think we agreed upon we're going to do a best ball free giveaway as a panel. Me, you, Sean, maybe Alex or one of our other guests that will appear on here will vote on who we think the best dynasty team is at the end of it, because this is a dynasty mock. It's not just a redraft mock. There will be a prize I think Alex has set aside for that. So I don't want players to just, buy the best players next year. I want it to be realistic. So I wanted to give a prize on top of what we're already given for basically a redraft type portion. So I'll give away basically $8 or something, whatever the best ball entry is this year. I'll give away to who we vote as the best team.
Okay.
And that does not include our teams, correct? We're obviously not included in that.
Yeah. I mean, I'll just give myself $8 if we were doing that. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying, right? So
I think if one of us wins that, one of the things, maybe we should have it up for a vote, maybe on the website or something. We can do that, come vote for the best roster startup.
I like that idea.
I like that idea.
Yeah.
Let's put it in the citizens' hands.
Yeah, let the citizens vote.
Yeah.
I like that. The citizens.
Let the citizens
So, yeah, we'll do that. And then we're going to give away a mini leagues entry as well to 2025 for whoever actually wins the little league. And if one of us wins, we'll probably just, like we always do, we're going to take that free entry and raffle it off right here on the podcast for you that are here to check us out and support us on what we're doing.
Yep, for sure.
We should have did one tonight. We have a nice little audience waiting for this draft.
Yeah, so shout out to Grizz Tony again. He said he's in 75 Dino League, so yeah, that's quite a bit. So, all right.
So that means that we need to get Grizz Tony's opinion in on this information sharing.
He may or may not be on there. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see.
Ooh, the suspense.
All right, let's get over to this draft, and we can get cracking on this, and we'll I'll run through the panel real quick on who's drafting. looks like in the one hole we got TB76. The 2 hole we got Jimbo's Bimbos rocking his Hernando Beach hat here. The 3 hole we got El Presidente. 4th hole we got Short Stack. 5th hole we got the Dealer. The 6th we got Mr. Zoobs. 7th we got Sorry for Cussin'. 8th we got Bill's Mafia Sklem. Jay Morris is at 109. Yours truly is at 110. Steb 20 is at 111, and then the 2024 Player of the Year is at number 12, the Turn.
I don't know how that always happens. We did 3 pod dynasty, or not dynasty, 3 pod redraft leads last year, and I got the 1 spot twice, and I got the 12 spot once, and now I come back here the first draft of the year, and I'm at the 12 spot again. Crazy.
Well, we are going to do a 2-round rookie mock draft
It's
on
not
the
all
pod
about you.
later, so you have the 101 in the rookie draft.
Yeah, so basically how this is going to run, it's a 1.5-minute timer. We're going to draft the 10 starter spots. So you're going to go your quarterback, 2 running backs, 3 receivers. We're going to go the tight end. We're going to go, 1 flex, 2 flex? I can't remember. Is it one flex or 2?
2 flex and then
It's
1
super flex, yeah.
2 flex and then 1 super flex. And then we're going to add 2 roster spots in an upcoming pod video that we'll do, like Alex said, the rookie draft. So we'll have a 2-round rookie mock. Those players will be added onto this roster.
So this is a 10-round mock, correct?
10-round.
Yeah, it's just a 10-round mock because we're only going to play to week 4. So.
Yep, winners we're only going to play to week 4.
And
so,
just
all right.
It's a dynasty mock, so everybody knows this is not, redraft. This is we're preparing for our dynasty game, so this is going to be a dynasty mock draft, and that's what we'll vote on, the best dynasty team.
So Connor being 12, he's going to get the 101 in the rookie mock.
Yes.
Yeah. So don't draft any backups, guys. All right. Make sure you keep yourself in the running, but don't draft like 3 tight ends.
Okay, so we're about 45 minutes later about 30 minutes later than we told everybody we would be to start this thing. So we're just going to go ahead and kick it off. Todd's ready, so hopefully everybody else is ready to go. Todd is TB. Shawnee, you have commissioner powers as well, so I don't know if you have to refresh it, but you should be able to pause the draft and stuff when we get into the second round and I exit the pod.
Okay.
All right, Jimbo starts off with Jamar.
Ooh, Allen and Chase, just like that. What do you think of Jamar Chase that early in that? I think I probably would have maybe not stuck with I would probably just dip position, I should say. I'm not going to say he was a bad player at all because Chase is awesome.
All this prepping and I didn't prep. How about that? I didn't prep at all for this draft.
I didn't either.
I think I looked at one fantasy site about 2 hours before he popped on here. So
yeah, this is literally the first time I looked at a draft board, and so we're gonna have to wing it here. Let's see how we do.
All right, let me see if I can make sure that I'm in the right spot. 2 pods. Here we go. Okay.
So they don't have the little green dot in the draft no more if somebody's active.
I guess not,
yeah,
because I'm not seeing it on this draft board either. So.
Me either. It's very useful.
Yeah, it would have been nice to know because it is not possible for me to tell who is available.
And ADP is all out of luck.
At the end of each round, we're just going to pause it real quick and just kind of go over what we thought real quick of the draft. Maybe just best pick, worst pick, and then move on.
Yeah, maybe have some special guests who might show up.
Yep, some special guests might come in. Jane Daniels, I'm actually surprised.
Zoobs, I hate you.
I'm actually surprised he went that late.
2 picks, man. Come on, Zoobs. Could have waited. I need something this week, bro. Come on. Throw me a bone.
No, Steve's asking if the 2-round rookie draft supplemental draft got passed. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and do that, man. So it's going to be the reverse order of the startup draft, and we'll do that after the NFL draft to kick off our I don't know. We'll kick off one of the games with that.
Yep.
Christopher, sorry for cussing. You're up.
So far, we've got 2 receivers, 4 quarterbacks off the board.
I think everybody else is in here. So everybody else, obviously Sean's in here. Jay Morris has been in the chat. Scott's in here. And then I saw Steve in the chat as well. And then I'm in here. So sorry for cussing as the last player that could not be active.
Gotcha.
If they go idle, do you want to replace them with maybe a member of the chat, or do you want to just have that player auto draft?
If he's out, if he goes auto, we can replace him with Fran.
Oh yeah, I guess you could jump in. Jimbo, is you gonna come join us on the chat?
Yeah, I'll give it a minute before. I'll give it a minute here just in case. And
so he autoed Jalen Hurts.
That's about what he should go anyway. So
yeah,
I'm saying if he doesn't pop in, if he doesn't respond, we should replace him with Fran before his next pick.
That's what I would say as well, just to give it a little bit more accuracy.
I'm good with that. Nothing against you, buddy, but got to be here to participate.
Yeah, we were a little late, so he
got to be present to win.
He had time to pop.
All right, I think I'm going to have to bring her in. All right, Jay Morris, buddy, it's on you, brother.
Did you guys do anything fun for the championship games?
I had Jimbo Bimbos over.
All right. Hey, I saw some of that. That was pretty cool. These two united over Ballsville, so that's pretty dope. We've had quite a few interactions between Ballsville players.
Been good times, man. Good times.
Yeah, definitely good times.
Yeah, we're gonna have a nice meetup in August too. We can't wait for that one. That's gonna be a blast.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
Yep.
You gonna tell them where?
Oh, in Las Vegas, baby. Come on down. Be happy to have you. DM either one of us if you guys are interested in joining. We want as many, the more the merrier is how we're looking at it. Obviously, we're not doing like any kind of a big group like staying at a hotel thing. You'd have to kind of book your own situation, but we'll give you dates, and if you can make it, you're more than welcome to join the party.
I know Jay Morris was in here. He was in the chat.
Yeah, he was in the chat for it. He must.
Oh, there we go.
He was just deciding.
He was deciding.
It was a tough decision. He probably wanted Burrow, and then I took him, and he was stuck after that with whether to take quarterback or not. He knows the quarterback lover is right behind him. Oh my Atlanta. Is this a new Scott? Are we witnessing the beginning of a new Scott era?
No, not at all.
In the first round?
Not at all.
Oh man, I can't wait. If you don't take a quarterback in the second round, Scott, I am going to fall out of my chair.
I might not.
I like that pick, Why not? You guys think now's a good time to make an offer for CeeDee Lamb?
I'll give you 6 words. Brian Schottenheimer.
I like the hire.
I hated McCarthy. I was not a McCarthy fan. I thought he was a fraud.
I didn't like him either. He decided to take a year off this year. Maybe it's because nobody wanted you.
An involuntary year off.
Yeah.
Herbs.
C-bomb. The double tap. Double tap C-bomb.
Oh, you taking Neighbors. Look at that.
Double receiver. The receiver man.
Of course. Surprises no one.
They fell to me. I'm surprised they didn't go earlier.
Let's see. All right,
I got to stop messing around on this screen with this. I'm going to do this so that you guys don't see what I'm looking at. I'm going to use my phone for that. I don't want you cheaters following along. Look at Zoobs. He's all butthurt that he took his guy Puka. He wanted him.
Oh, yeah, he wanted him.
Zoobs, jump in here and tell us all about how mad you are at Connor, because you know how much I love a Connor bash.
So we don't really have to pause it. Let's talk about that first round. You guys have anybody there that sticks out?
I would have took Jaden Daniels over Mahomes and Jefferson. Personally, I also I'll probably take him 104. But
yeah, I agree.
That's the only one that sticks out to me, really.
Yeah, I think I'd take him over Chase too, to be honest with you. I'd probably take it. Probably goes Allen, Daniels, Jackson is probably the order, in any one of those three in any order you want to put them in.
I also have Amon-Ra a little bit further down my board as well. I have Lamb and Neighbors and Puka above Amon-Ra now, but besides that, those are the two names that stick out to me that fell. And I wouldn't have taken Herbert in the first, but I understand that he was the next best quarterback. So
that's about where I took him in also wing last year too, right at the end of the first round.
Yeah, I was debating on Neighbors and Brian Thomas. I think those are the two names I couldn't decide on. I think they're both, both up there.
Having a lot of Brian Thomas is one of the few bright spots of my 2024 season.
Yeah, he was falling crazy in rookie drafts. Past where he should. So.
I mean, him and McConkey. I mean, what a gem. That's why you don't give up on those late first round picks, guys. I mean, I saw McConkey go to start the second.
Yeah, the last year's draft wasn't, an asterisk though. Last year's draft class was just absurdly good.
Yeah, the only thing I got to say is I like the Jaden pick. I also like I like my pick. I like my CD Lamb, and I actually like the Neighbors pick too. Getting Neighbors late like that, I think Neighbors should definitely be in the middle of the first, like right around where Amon-Ra and CD went. But
yeah, that's where. Yeah,
I mean, you can't really nitpick in the first round. The first round's, you can move guys up and down by 2 or 3 spots. It really doesn't matter.
Hey, Jimbos, if you're gonna come up onto the stage, why don't you come join the party now?
Sean, you could start.
Caleb. And there goes the running back, Bijan. Bijan, your guys' RB1?
I almost took him there.
Oh.
Really?
I almost did, but
Bijan's my RB2, but I think there's one better.
Could be. I wonder if we're thinking of the same person.
I would assume so. I would hope so.
Yeah. Yeah, I had to work for championship weekend, so luckily I get out of work at like freaking 12:30. Well, that day I got out of work at like 11:30, so I was able to catch most of. Well, the games hadn't started yet, but I was able to come home, get comfortable, and all that. Get started watching them. Yeah, that Gibbs, is that who you're thinking of?
Yeah.
Yeah, same.
Marvin and Gibbs.
Yeah, this is going to be tricky. I know everybody's looking at this list right now. On the top of the list, we don't have, players that you would think would be on the top of the list. I see everyone's avoiding C.J. Stroud sitting up there.
No.
Anthony Richardson, number 13 by ADP. There's no way.
That was last year, yeah.
Yeah, this is good stuff.
Dealer. Let's see what the dealer does here. Let's see what direction the dealer goes in. Okay. Wow, interesting.
There goes Stroud.
That's a gift. Man. That's a gift for short stack.
I am not even prepared to be looking around this list.
Short stack, you got a gift.
Is it too early for Kincaid? No, I'm playing.
Sean, I'm surprised Sean didn't.
Yeah, we didn't mention that. That was
He should have caught that, man. Like Jerry Rice Goldfingers used to say, if it touches your hands, you should catch it.
Double
tap.
Take Jordan Love.
That's a good. I like that pick, Alex. Double quarterback.
Brock Bowers. Jimbo in
That Bowers.
I love it.
You know what though? That's not a bad spot because he's got a plan in the third round.
Oh, 100%.
Oh, you know what? Now that I think about it, Jimbo, I thought McBride was your number one. Would I talk you out of it? He told me McBride was his number one over the weekend when me, Ken, and him were talking.
Well, that's because he knew there was a mock draft coming up, bro. Come on. That's called deception, baby.
I thought you played poker, Scott.
Right? Come on, man.
We may have to bring Jimbo on after this. Are we paused?
We're paused right now, yeah.
Bring him out. I want to know why he took Brock Bowers over Trey McBride when he told me McBride.
Well, hey, he's got the link in AV. He can jump in here when he's ready.
Get over here and defend yourself.
Yeah, look at Sam's like laughing at you, calling him out.
Yeah, because over the weekend, Ken goes, "Hey, who's your guy's number one tight end going in next year?" And I'm the first one that says Bowers, and Ken and Jimbo go, "Oh, it's McBride."
What? Can't agree with you?
And then Jimbo explains to me why Bowers isn't number one.
But is it next year?
Quarterback play was terrible.
Is it next year or is it dynasty?
Dynasty.
Dude, I'm telling you, man, he's going to be the best tight end in fantasy football for the next decade.
Ever.
And we're looking at the next Travis Kelce situation right now with Brock Bowers. Like
best ever.
Best pick of the round, I got CJ Stroud. I think that was a great pick.
I think
one I didn't like.
Yeah, I like the Gibbs pick because I was almost going to do it too. So I like the Gibbs pick right there personally.
One I wasn't crazy about was I actually wasn't crazy about Ken's Breece Hall pick.
Yeah, I don't like that one either. I also don't really love the Marvin Harrison pick either.
Of course you don't.
I mean, it's just where he went. I have those other two receivers over him still. So,
I mean, coming from a run back.
You're talking about for a dynasty perspective, you have those other two receivers over Marvin Harrison. Come on.
Yeah.
From dynasty perspective, I don't agree with that. Maybe Nico you could put above him since he's got the CJ tied to him right now, but I think Marvin Harrison's got that type of ability that you can't say that Garrett Wilson is a better dynasty pick.
I mean, Garrett Wilson has that ability too. I mean, look what he's done.
Nah, not what Harrison's capable of, man. Garrett Wilson does not have the same type of size and.
No, I'm not saying they have the same skill set, but I mean, Wilson has the same fantasy outlook that Marvin Harrison does. I mean, Garrett Wilson produced better numbers with a worse quarterback his rookie year.
All right, looking at the wrong play, right? I definitely would have gone Nico. I would have gone Nico Collins there.
Yeah.
Instead of Marvin. I mean, I get that, but again, that's the age and the dynasty aspect is why I went with Marvin. I mean, you're talking about a guy who was 1 year away from being the obvious 101 and, this and that. Like, he had a down season as a rookie, but we're literally like kind of biased right now, and we expect like these rookies to come out every time and have this amazing rookie season. I think the guy's like proven as far as his ability that he's going to get there. And
the play design was awful.
Yeah, it'll be fine. I think Marvin's going to turn into just what we expected him to be, and that'll be in that top tier of receivers. So I have no problem taking him in the middle of the second round and getting him at this perceived lower value right now.
Yeah, I would have rather have waited until the third when he's there again.
I don't think he would have stayed there till the third.
No, I don't think he stays there, but I'm not picking him at there's 1, 2, 5 other players that went after him out of the 6 players that I would rather have over Marvin Harrison.
All right, we'll see. Right. What happens by week 4 is it?
I would take. I agree with Marvin Harrison over Garrett Wilson, to be honest with you, because Garrett Wilson's going to find himself in a jet situation, and he's going to be begging to get out of there in no time. That's his future. I mean, who's he going to bring into?
Yeah, I agree. The quarterback situation is, special. But let's move on. If Jimbo's not coming in, let's go.
Okay.
He still has time if he wants to jump in. We can always talk about it.
He can jump in whenever.
All right, we are back and running, Jimbo.
He's on the clock.
He said he's having issues getting in.
Having issues getting in. Oh, he was just in. That's all right. We'll try again at the end of the round.
It's so crazy to see the list of wide receivers that are according to ADP. I'm going to go ahead and reach way down here to kind of. I'm just going to go
according to
with my
them
guy here.
anyway, right?
JSN.
What do you think about that?
He's a monster.
I mean, I think again, like that's one of those things like Connor was just talking about. But like if you take him where you did, it's because you have faith in him, and he's not coming back to you in the third round or in the fourth round.
Well, I heard rumors of Metcalf acting up that he's unhappy now.
That's what.
I mean, he's always
but he said he wants to stay in. He wants to stay in Seattle. So I don't know.
I think that's a good pick. I think I have 3 receivers, Ladd with him in that same range, and then I have one other one, all around the same range. I think you could probably pick any of them, but I have the other 2 slightly above Jackson.
I was looking at Ladd, but I think JSN with the way that they played the year and Metcalf in and out of the lineup, that was great for his situation.
There's one name I think he should have went at the end of the first round. That's still there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's one name I have like 13 or 14.
I have somebody that I'm hoping gets back around. We'll see if it.
Yeah, there he is.
Jay Morris, you son of a gun.
That's the name I was thinking of. He should have went 13 or 14. I have him above Caleb.
You really think so?
I have him above Caleb.
I was taking him right now. If he wouldn't have taken him, he was going to be on my team.
You guys, that is so phenomenal to hear because I think I have him in like 75% of my leagues, just hanging out. I discovered him on
a lot of rookie drafts because he kept falling to like 8 or 9 in rookie drafts and stuff. I'm like, dude, if he's sitting there at that point, you're talking about a potential stud quarterback. I got to take him in these rookie drafts.
Had this,
so same thing. I got him.
We had all this conversation last year about him. I mean, he was a wolf in sheep's clothing, man. I mean, the dude's gonna have all the opportunity to ball, and I think New England has one of the highest cap spaces, right?
Yeah. They were linked to DK Metcalf, and he said, "I don't want to go there. I want to stay in Seattle." Oh, I sniped Steve. Well, one snipe deserves another. So
that's funny too because I was back and forth between him and Barkley, and I ended up going with Barkley.
Sniped by Jay Morris, so.
Yeah, that was a good pick. I was looking at Kyron at the beginning of the round, but receivers.
Yeah. Ooh, a Chan.
I have A-Chan above Taylor and Williams.
So I like Bo Nix.
I think I would go Kyron, A-Chan, Taylor. You said you'd go A-Chan. Who would you go, Kyron or Taylor after that, Connor?
Taylor. I think Kyron, he has not looked very efficient in his last few. I think he could get eaten up by Blake Corum.
No way.
I think so.
Not a chance in hell.
What I fear for Kyron is that situation might change. They came out.
McVay loves Kyron Williams. Loves him.
But there was rumors that Stafford wanted out of LA, and then recently there was another blog or a little snippet here that said that he was okay with coming back. So I don't know. They're saying different things over there. His situation might change as well.
Like last year, he dropped last year in draft. So,
go ahead
and drop.
I like that pick too. It's a good pick, Jay Morris. Jay Morris got a little solid team going here.
I'd be a little worried about Rasheed with the legals thing.
Yeah, but he's doing us a favor in drafting for Dynasty.
It is Dynasty, though, so.
Yeah. It's like between two guys right now.
Where's Zoobs at? Zoobs, you want to jump on?
I think I'm just going to go ahead and take him. Even
Yeah, is he in the background?
I don't like it.
Hey, Rich. Dude, jumping early on Bucky.
That's.
I don't think that's early.
You don't think so?
I think that's about right where he should go. Or that's right where a lot of people are having him. I mean, like I think we talked about it. I mean, I've seen him getting traded straight up for Breece Hall.
God, man.
Yeah.
Connor, you wouldn't do that.
No, I think Breece Hall should have went later, but not that much later. I think that's right where I take Bucky Irving, running back situation wise. I don't think I take him over some of the other positions.
Michael
Penix. I don't mind that pick at all.
Yeah. I was going to play a game and see if he came back. If I didn't have Jordan Love, I was like, Penix might be there later on, but I was interested to see how late he would go. That's a good pick.
And I have to say, so far to me, the worst team is the team that has the starting quarterback, Bo Nix.
Shots fired.
You mean quarterback 7 on the year as a rookie? Yeah, I'll take that.
Dude, his rushing floor is really, really nice.
Yeah. Wait till they get him a O-line and a running back that can actually move the ball.
Funny that I'm talking mess, and then I went and took Anthony Richardson, who's literally been like what everybody thought Bo Nix would be.
I told you that's my sleeper spot for Janty, Denver.
Oh, wow. Imagine.
That would be a nice spot for him.
Well, that would take away from Bo, though. I mean, you would imagine.
I don't think so.
Taking every last second.
It'll make Janty more efficient.
Do you mean to do that?
He's
that was an auto.
He's out to dinner with his girlfriend.
I was just wondering if he said it or if it just autoed because he missed it.
That's his punishment for being out with his dinner with his girlfriend.
I mean, it's not terrible, I guess. McCaffrey comes back. He's, anything close to what he was. He's a good pick in the 4th round.
So Jacobs had correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was like a 4-year contract, but only the first year was concrete, right? And they had a bunch of flexibility in the last 2 years.
I thought it was the first 2 years, the contract was built more as a 2-year deal, I thought.
I think Jacobs is a tremendous fit for that offense, so I like the pick.
Yeah.
I think he's
going to be in trouble
this season also, and then next year is when you start to worry about him.
Scott, they're not going to be in trouble when Oatmeal Pants comes back off the IR, right?
No.
Came back. I'm not going to lie.
Actually, that is a tremendous pick right there. I love it.
Yeah, I know. That's a good pick, Jimbo. I wanted him on my squad. I just felt like I couldn't quite do it.
That's the best pick of the round, in my opinion.
Cook?
Yep. Dude, he almost makes it to the 5th round in a rookie startup. He had a monster year.
And he's young.
And he's still young. And he has
the
whole backfield. They just sprinkle in what's his name? What is it? Davis
and Ty Johnson.
A little bit, and that's it. It's all James Cook.
I think that's a good pick. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. But there's only one other running back I'd take him over. I'd only take him over Christian McCaffrey, and that was an auto pick. I still have Jacobs and Bucky. I think maybe you can argue Jacobs. Him and Jacobs could be flipped, but I still have Bucky and every other running back.
I don't know. I'd put him above both Bucky, Jacobs, and then McCaffrey, of course.
This is good stuff, guys. This is great conversation. This is why we're here, right?
Yeah. Yeah, James
work through it
earlier.
We're gonna start to get in the weeds here soon.
Connor, you like a Chan over James Cook?
By a lot,
By
honestly.
a lot?
Yeah, I mean, fantasy-wise, James Cook had a lot. You know, he had a great year, but if you looked at some of the games, I mean, they were like, I don't know, protecting him or just had other confidence in the other backs. They had Ty Johnson out there in playoff games. They had Ray Davis out there in playoff games. That's not a great sign for the fantasy dynasty running backs.
Do you think?
Alex, you son of a frizzer.
Yeah, that's my favorite pick of the draft so far.
Damn it, Alex.
T. Higgins?
I was waiting
that
on
was
that.
almost my pick, and then I was like, I'll take the quarterback first and see if he slips back.
There's only one name I had above him after my pick. I had Brock Purdy above Higgins, and then it's Higgins after my picks. I have Higgins above every single other person besides Purdy.
You son of a frizzer.
Oh, wow. See, he's going to rise up boards tremendously, I'm sure.
Absolutely. As soon as he goes to a new team, he'll be dead on.
He doesn't even have to go to a new team, though. In my opinion, I think
but they're not going to pay him to stay there.
I'm not saying they're not. I'm not saying he's going to stay. I'm just saying I don't think he has to be fantasy.
What's the best landing spot for him, just off the top of your head?
New England, probably.
New England. Yeah, I was going to say Patriots.
What about you, Scott? Same. The best landing spot for T. Higgins, yeah.
I think it's the Bills.
Thank you. But
So
I want to say too.
I like Zubick's. I like Xavier Worthy. One of the things that I did that cost me a lot in 2024, I did it with Sean here. I had a lot of like vets, especially a lot of McLaurin, and I sold a lot of pieces to get younger at the position. So like Worthy was a guy I was buying, McLaurin was a guy I was selling, and McLaurin, got people to the championship game and let everybody down. But having a lot of Worthy, Brian Thomas, silver linings, right?
I hate you, dude.
I don't know if I take Worthy that early, though. I like Worthy, but they use him as a gadget player, and with Rice back, is he really going to be get the ball like that?
At some point, even if Rice is there, they're not going to have a Hopkins, a Juju, and all these other ancillary pieces to go to. And one thing to note is that it's always taken rookies a year to get used to that system. And, I mean, he came through in the back end. So
yeah, but he wasn't really used as a receiver. Like, he was more used, like I said, like a gadget player. Like, they ran end around, screens, all that. And that's great, but I just don't know if he's going to be a wide receiver one, worthy of taking over some of the guys left.
I don't think we've seen his best years. So, upside.
I like that pick. pick.
I'm mad at Zoobs right now because he took my guy and I didn't notice it until halfway through my clock.
I was just talking about him. What are you talking about? We're just talking about Worthy.
I wasn't paying attention to that. I was looking at the Rome pick. I was like, oh, good. My guy's there. And I'm scrolling. Like, where the fuck did he go? And then I looked.
There's an audio bite. I wasn't paying attention.
Oh, man.
Ken Walker.
Got me, dude. Good job.
Should we chop 30 seconds off the timer? Are we prepared for that? It's going to get rough back here.
I have my cue set. So.
No, we got time. What do you mean? What's going to get rough about it?
This ADP is going to be out of control.
The ADP is already out of control. Look at this. This is disgusting.
Yeah. I got a player waiting in the wings. We'll see if he makes it to this next round. It'll be nice one if he does. Nope.
Did you say nope? Is that what you said?
That was the second one on my queue. Chase Brown. These dynasty drafts are going to be interesting. You guys are all on that ADP list, aren't you?
We're like right here. We're coming up right behind this pick, so we're all looking right now. That's funny.
So our friend Steb here was third place in the dynasty leagues. He won bronze, which was just a $50 prize on top of his league winnings. but it's nice to see him in the chat. What's up, Steve? Mario.
Alvin Kamara.
God, that's like one of my other guys. Son of a Rizza. Jeez Louise. How can I get prepared for my pick if you guys keep taking my guys, man? Messed up. All right.
They're cruising along here. Cruising along.
2 guys right now. Which one of them do I go with? I hate you guys. Oh, man. I was all ready to go, too. Okay. I feel like if I take this guy, you guys are going to give me shit for it.
Well, it's crazy. All of these players down here have some flaws to them. I think we're past all the pristine players. It's kind of scary looking at this list, to be honest with you.
Oh, yeah, we're getting down into that range where you start to win your leagues or end up in last place with these picks.
There are 3 more picks until I get my guy.
Get my guy.
Oh, 2. Here we go. That's not bad, Zoobs.
That's a good pick.
Yeah, that's pretty.
That's
pretty snipery of you.
That's his first running back too. That's a nice pick.
Poor John.
Yeah, Chuba not only got the opportunities, but he looked good.
Yep, nice pick.
Come on, auto him somebody.
He's even gonna be good, and he should still be pretty good in 2026 too. Because
you said auto him somebody.
Oh, he came back, obviously. What's up, Kenneth? Hope you enjoy your night out.
Really?
He'll be back on the pod soon, by the way, guys. We can't wait.
Oh, look who it is. My good friend, Zoobs.
Welcome in, Zoobs.
Sniper.
So while we got you in, Zoobs, why don't you go over your team and what you liked, what pick you liked that you did, and what pick don't you like that you did?
Can you hear us, buddy?
Can you hear us?
Can you hear us?
Yeah, hold on. My sound was off. There we go.
No, what's your favorite pick and what's your least favorite pick of your own team?
Oh, Jaden Daniels at 1.5. Come on.
Yeah,
that was
I
I couldn't believe he was still there. I was like, what? But it is because the ADP list is so wonky right now, you know. I mean, I had to put I had to put in his name for me to actually pull him up, you know, and it was like, oh, there he is. Bam.
Shorts. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. Go ahead, Alex.
All right, I want you guys to watch this one because we probably could have waited another 2 rounds and see if it would have came back again. Ready?
Oh.
Yeah, you could have waited another couple rounds.
He was not another couple. He maybe could have waited 1. I probably would have took him at the end of there. But
yeah, I love the situation.
Yeah, it is a good situation. Does Short Stack know that? Is he in here drafting?
Yeah, he should be in the chat. Short Stack, you here?
Yeah, he's here. He probably knows that Brooks is out, but he's doing it as a dynasty idea.
Oh, yeah.
I got you.
Still though, that's still pretty high.
I think so too. After the double ACL tear on the same knee and everything.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you
no
want to take a chance on him, go for it. But I guess he's figuring Henry's going to survive long enough for him to come back from that injury.
I don't know, man. They just paid Chuba, and Chuba looked good. I mean, he's probably got that back. That's why I took him there as my first RB because I was like, I mean, he's going to be the guy this year. So while Brooks recovers this year, so.
Oh, Scott's probably upset about that one. Jimbo just sniped him, I bet.
Yeah,
you know that's Scott's favorite guy.
I love Mike Evans.
Scott's always been into tall men with tattoos.
Mike Evans, freak.
So Connor, what's your Worthy dislike? I guess why didn't you like Worthy where I took him?
I just have a couple of guys that went after him over Worthy. I have Odunze, Moore, Addison, and Smith all over him. And I was looking at both Odunze and Addison just because the dynasty aspect. If Ben Johnson can kind of right the ship there in Chicago and get Odunze going, I think that's So I was eyeing him. I don't know, man. Rice isn't really guaranteed to come back with the legal issues. Worthy. Yeah, it's just they didn't really the problem I had with him. He had some great games here and there. They just never really used him as a pure receiver.
Yeah,
they used him as a gadget guy.
Yeah.
I don't like that with my dynasty receivers. I don't want to see 90% of their action in the rounds and in screens and stuff like that. I want them to go downfield, and they tried to use him downfield early in the year, and they really just never could get get there.
I think he'll mature into that. They'll get that connection down. They were out of sync often.
Yeah, but I would rather have the Caleb Williams, Odunze, or Moore, Addison. I think he's a more talented player than Worthy. Same with Smith. I think I would have him either right before or right after Flowers. Flowers, you can argue, is basically the same that for the Ravens. A gadget player. So
did you watch that Bills game? I mean, Worthy looked like he knows exactly what he's doing out there now in that offense. And going into next season, I think Worthy's going to be an undervalued player.
I agree. I think it's going to trend upward for Worthy. I think his arrow's pointed high. And the Rice situation, even if Rice comes back, other assets are going to time out.
They still have
Sean, I got your number in this draft, brother.
Back to back. Both my two guys, dude. This is driving me up a wall.
There's somebody on the draft board that I just discovered right now, and I went, oh crap, how is he still there? So hopefully he comes back. I'll let you know if he goes.
God, I hate you guys so much. I have no idea what to do now.
Good times.
Yeah. Thanks for just adding to my misery. Not like it hasn't been a rough week.
Can we talk about Scott not taking a QB in the first round? What is
I knew I was gonna get one on the way back.
Is he are you dead? Did you die? What happened there, Scott?
No, I know. I knew I was gonna get one on the way back.
And then you took the wrong one. Like, what the heck?
No, Caleb's gonna be good. Now he's got the coordinator. It's gonna be fine.
He's got the offense whisperer,
Yep. Yes, he does. He'll be fine now. Got rid of Eberturd.
Hey, so reflecting back on how this was last year for us, the RB position didn't it seem a lot like more scarce than it does right now?
Oh
yeah.
Well, not just these guys though. I mean, look at the rookies that are coming in as well.
Yeah.
So the rookies coming in are supposed to be good this year in their RB position.
There's just in my early kind of judgment call on the rookies coming in. There's probably about 20 rookie RBs coming in who could be like this year's starters, and who are like NFL ready. Like there's some good looking rookies this year in the RB department.
Yeah.
So is there anybody on this list right here saying like the first 5 rounds at RB that you feel could be in jeopardy if a rookie comes in and their spot's not secure? I he wasn't selected yet, but like a Ramondre or something who could easily be supplanted.
I don't know if a rookie coming in this year, but I don't know about Breece Hall. He looked looked really off this year. And they didn't use him like in the passing game like
Spent
they
too
did.
much time in the sweat lodges with Aaron Rodgers, probably.
Yeah, I don't know what was going on. I mean, the Jets were a disaster all year anyway, but the way they were using Breece Hall, I had him in my home league. I won my home league, luckily, despite Breece Hall bringing my team
I picked
down.
him to be the RB1 this year.
Yeah. I got him in the first round at like pick 105 or 106 or something. No, it was 107. And I was like, oh, that was the steal of the draft, And he just kind of disappointed all year. So,
Son of a! I hate you guys, all of you. Jesus, I was like, okay, I should just take him right now. No, nobody else is gonna take him. I can take J-Mo first.
I think the players drafted on this list that could be supplanted by a rookie are like Pacheco. He had a horrible end to the league. I think Kamara, he's getting up there in age. I just don't know if they're going to draft a running back. I think Walter probably gets supplanted by Zach next year. That's about it.
You like Zach Sharp? You like Zach Charbonnet, Sean, or Connor?
Yeah, I mean, I think he looked twice the back that Kenneth did this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Ken Walker's just such a home run hitter, that he either gets you 30 points or gets you 2, and there's no in between.
Yeah, I like the passes he got right before he got hurt, how he was picking up in the passing game. Like I like that, but if he can't hold up, can't expect much of him.
Yeah,
I really like these picks at the turn, Connor. I liked your picks, and I like the Kittle pick for Steb. That's an excellent value.
Yeah, I really like the Hawkinson pick. I feel like he should have went before your Andrews pick there.
I was going to pick him. I was going to pick Hawkinson, and I freaking sat there, and I had Hawk queued, and I picked Andrews on the way.
I think he's just. I mean, I don't know. Andrews had just such a horrible start to the season. I mean, it's hard to get that bad taste out of your mouth.
He was in a car accident,
Yeah,
so,
I mean,
that was part of it.
That shouldn't have lasted him 12 weeks of the year before he caught his first touchdown pass.
I don't think it was that long. Was it that long?
It was something like that.
Is it crazy at this point, the Kelsey drop off? Is anybody else just flabbergasted by that? I mean, he was the number one tight end for years, and he looked awful this year. He looked awful in the divisional round game there. So
it was bound to happen.
Yeah,
he lasted longer than we thought.
He looked awful, and he was still tight end 5. It's just crazy. The tight ends are just. The tight ends the last 2 years, besides a couple bright spots with Bowers and Laporta as rookies, really haven't been much of nothing the last 2 to 3 years.
Yeah.
Look at that fall for ETN. Wasn't he like round 3 last year?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
I saw him taken in round the back end of round 2 in a couple drafts. So.
Oh, Shawnee, I didn't even realize you took Jameson Williams. That's what I was talking about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I took him over Trey Benson. I should have probably waited. I probably would have got him both.
Oh, I like that. I like that pick.
So nobody said anything when I picked Pearsall. What did anybody think about that?
I did. Don't you remember me screaming and yelling in my chair?
Yeah. Well,
he was happy with that.
Yelled through this whole episode. So what are we talking about?
Since the clock hit 0 last weekend.
Yeah.
Oh man, Zoobs felt my pain a week earlier than I did, so he understands where I'm at now.
The craziest thing to me is the Lions fall into the Commanders the way they did, and then the Commanders just get walloped by. And I mean, I think we all saw it happening. I mean, I did pick the Commanders to win, but I knew it was kind of false hope. I mean, but man,
it was luck that beat the Lions, right? Is that what we agreed on?
I mean, it was just the turnovers.
Goff, man. Goff
just
terrible, man.
Well, and that one that I don't know if I'll ever forgive Ben Johnson for that Jameson Williams.
Yeah, but you know what though? That Jameson's got to realize to eat the ball.
Well, everybody got quiet at the same time. That was crazy.
Everybody's desperately looking through this list of
Everyone's
people.
everyone's setting their cues up. Everyone's
Yep.
setting their cues up.
It is. It's bad. Oh man, these are some decisions to make. All right. Well, I'm gonna hope.
Well, how about?
Oh man. Yeah, Tennessee's got to get better than what they were last year, man. That arrow's got to go up a little bit. These are ugly picks. Let's get them. I don't even think he has contract security, right? Anybody know how long Pollard's under contract for?
I think he's on. I think he's on contract this year, but I think this is his last year.
That wasn't even the pick that I wanted with my heart. I might pick him next round. It says he was signed to a 3-year, $24 million.
Last year's option or something.
I'm trying to find it. $10 million guaranteed.
They're talking about Coker in the chat. I mean, I think that's way early. I think he just likes the player, but I think he probably could have took him in the 10th and nobody would have been mad.
Coker's one of those players that you pick up at the end of the year when no one's paying attention.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's going to be, a decent player. I just don't know if he's worth a top 10 startup pick.
Connor, I got one for you. Is Zach Ertz
it's me, shit.
Is Zach Ertz a top 12 tight end next year?
There's too many tight ends in this draft for Washington not to draft one. There's 5 tight ends in this draft that might be starters next year.
What if they don't draft a tight end?
If they don't draft a tight end, I mean, it's possible.
Why would they draft a tight end? They drafted
because there's going to be. I mean, yes, and I think Sanat supplants him as well. But the tight end class this year, I mean, is just I think one of the best we've seen in a while.
You like the kid from Penn State?
Yeah, Tyler Warden. I like him. I like the dude from Bowling Green.
Who's your favorite? Who's your favorite?
I like Warren.
Warren's my favorite by far. I think
Warren could be. I mean, no one's going to have a Brock Bowers year, but I could see him have like a really good year if he goes to the right situation.
Like a Sam Laporta year.
If he can go to the Chargers or Loveland can go to the Chargers, I mean, those are just 2 players I just want. I want the Chargers to get a tight end so I can get off my Hayden Hurst train.
Yeah, the Chargers need a tight end badly, and this would be the year to do it.
Yeah, talk about somebody who went absent in the playoffs.
What's the earliest that a running back's going to go in the draft?
Gentry's going to go top 15 or so.
10?
Yeah.
Top 10?
To who?
I think top 10, but I think top 15. Probably.
I think Gentry's going to go to the Cowboys. That's who I think is going to draft him. But
I don't.
That's wishful thinking for you, Connor. Come on.
I mean, that's just where the Cowboys have to draft a running back. I mean, they just have to.
Well, you know what?
They were one-dimensional all year, and I mean, Dowd performed, but you could just tell he's just not a real talented player.
Well, if you read the tea leaves, you might be a little young for this, Connor, but there used to be a thing called Marty Ball back in the days with Marty Schottenheimer, and he used to just give LaDainian Tomlinson the ball till he threw up. So if he's anything like his father, and you guys draft Janty, then Janty's going to be a stud his first year.
I think that rings true for wherever he goes, right?
Yeah.
Well, Schottenheimer's just a one-back guy.
Yeah.
He runs the hell out of the running backs.
Yeah.
I also like the Arizona State running back if they don't get Janty. Cam Stitabo, whatever his last name is.
Skidaboo.
Yeah.
Skidaboo.
That dude's gonna be a workhorse too.
Oh, you're talking about the white boy, the great white hope running back?
The great white.
I'm surprised, Scott. I'm surprised you didn't say nothing about my last pick.
Oh, let me look. I was doing my cue. Marvin. I like Marvin Mims.
Okay, all right.
I like Charbonnet too. You got
I
some
like
nice,
the Charbonnet one.
I loved your Chuba pick. That was nice.
This might be the spot this year. Well, I mean, ADP will figure it out, but
Yeah, you're not getting Daniels there in a real draft. Sorry.
No way.
No.
That's
I thought he was going to go after Lamar.
I don't think
he's
you're getting
going top
Nico.
3.
I don't think you're getting Nico. You might get Nico on that back end, but like I said, I think you might get Harrison. I think Harrison's that's probably his spot right there where you took him.
I think he could get Nico at that spot.
Yeah, that's what I said. I think he probably could. I just think that's probably Harrison's spot. I think Nico probably goes where Harrison went.
It probably depends on if more people go quarterback at the end of the first, whether Nico drops farther, I think.
But there was way more quarterbacks in the first 2 rounds last year.
Way more, yeah.
So,
well, I think this year there's kind of a lot more questions. You know.
God damn it, Connor.
That's so funny.
I almost went down to start the round, and then I saw Pittman was still there, and I go,
I'm like,
well,
you know
at
what?
this
I'll
point,
just take Kelsey here because I know Downs will get to me on the way back. Fucking A, man.
there's one other player I might have taken instead of Downs, but he's hurt, and I'm just like, I'm not going to take him. I'll wait till the end of the draft. But
let us know who that is because I have one too.
Well, if you both have one, then you're going to find out who yours is before him, right? Because your last pick's ahead of his.
I'm not picking him because he's hurt.
Yeah.
Oh, we're on our last round. Never mind.
This is the last round.
Last pick.
We'll have a little bit of time for some rebuttal before we check off. This went pretty fast. It went faster than I thought it was going to go.
Yeah, back to Daniels. I do not see myself in any circumstance taking Patrick Mahomes over Jaden Daniels.
No.
Yeah.
I think it's Josh Allen, Lamar, Daniels.
I think I have Mahomes all the way back behind Hurts and Burrow as well.
Yeah,
I have Burrow ahead of him.
I think it's going to be Allen, Lamar, and then it'll be Daniels, Hurts, and then I think it's a toss-up between Mahomes and Burrow. But I think I personally would take Burrow over Mahomes.
Well, see, when you guys say that, then so who are you moving Drake May ahead of?
I have Drake May ahead of Williams, and I have Drake May ahead of Williams. That's right where I have him, right after Herbert.
Yeah, I would agree.
Ahead
with
of
that.
Kyler?
Yep. Ahead of Kyler, ahead of Love, ahead of Stroud.
That's good to hear, man. I'll be honest. You have so much Drake May.
I have Knicks above 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 quarterbacks that went in front of him.
So your top 5 is locked in, right? Your top 5 is Allen, Lamar, Burrow, Dayton, Hurts.
Yep. And then Mahomes, Herbert, May, Williams, Love or Stroud, depending on who you go with, Murray, Knicks. Did I say May? I said May, right? May is in front of Williams.
Yeah.
But, Murray, Knicks, and then Mayfield, and then you can go, Lawrence, JJ, Penix, Purdy, stuff like that. Wait,
Scott.
I'm looking wrong.
Yeah.
Okay.
Scott, who do you have? You have Mahomes or Herbert? Who are you taking first?
Oh, I'm taking Mahomes. So here's my top 7. It's Allen, Lamar, Daniels, Hurts, Mahomes, Chase, and Burrow.
I would probably move Burrow up. I think I'm probably gonna end up being lower on Mahomes.
Hey, dude, you realize that you just left yourself an empty starting roster spot because you took 3 quarterbacks, right?
Because 10 rounds. Dang it. Yep, I wasn't.
You fill it with the rookie. I know. I wanted Daniel Jones 2 rounds ago.
I have Burrow at 4 overall. I have 4 quarterbacks in the top 4.
Yeah, you got Allen.
That's what I was thinking about right now.
Yeah,
and then I have Chase Jefferson back to back.
I was thinking about
I got my first 5 picks are quarterbacks. I just have them in different order.
Yeah.
I'm almost thinking Burrow over Chase, but Chase is so young.
Somebody's got to throw him the ball though, and that person's going to be Burrow.
Yeah, no, I get you.
They're not. I mean, Burrow and Chase, I think, are going to be Bengals probably for life.
Yeah.
After what we saw,
The way I'm looking at it with these two QB leagues is I think I'm taking a page out of Scott's book. Is I want to secure 2 QBs very early on.
Especially now.
Right. Yeah.
I'll tell you what here, Zoobs. I did that last year in almost every league. And if the rest of the draft isn't really doing that approach, then I don't think it's necessary to start off with quarterback consistently.
That's true. Yeah. I mean, you always got to see what the draft is doing for sure.
Yeah. Because there's definitely some drafts where I'm like, man, I could have waited on a solid second quarterback and upgraded my, wide receiver 1 or, RB1, whatever, and then have like a much more confident, overall roster.
So the way I look at that philosophy is if I'm picking in the beginning, like I did it a few times last year. If I'm picking in the front of the draft, I can go get Jefferson, Chase, Lamb, in like 3, 4, 5. If I didn't want to go quarterback, let's just say I didn't want to do it, because I know I'm going to get 2 quarterbacks, hopefully on the way back.
Yeah.
Unless I want, but not this year. It's different because this year, I mean, you got Daniels, Burrow's up there now. Hurts is still playing well. Lamar's doing great. So I mean, now it's like, shit, I got it. I almost got to take a quarterback in the first 5 picks.
Say, hey, does Burrow drop out of that top 5 pick for you guys if Higgins leaves?
No,
because he was doing it with Yoshivas to start the year, man. I don't think it matters who's going to be catching balls.
I think I can move him. Go ahead.
As long as their defense stays as bad as it was this year, they're going to throw the ball 90% of the game.
So my thought would be that for me, I would look at it like right now I've got it Allen, Daniels, Jackson, and then I've got Burrow, excuse me, and then I've got Burrow, and then I've got Chase, right?
You have Allen, Daniels, Jackson.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I have it too. That's how I have it too.
That's how you have it too.
Wow.
So then after that, you have Burrow, and then you have Chase, right?
Then I have Burrow, then I have Chase. Yes.
So for me, if they lose T. Higgins, I feel like I swap Chase and Burrow. Just because Chase is going to get that much more of the action on the receiving end. And you know what I'm saying? And that's going to bump him ahead of Burrow because they're that close already, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, my rankings are different than how I drafted. And y'all know I draft, receiver heavy regardless. So I probably, even though my rankings say Burrow ahead of Chase, depending on how the draft's going, I'm probably taking Chase over Burrow.
I mean, if it's 1, 2, 3, and it's those first 3 quarterbacks, then I probably do still take Burrow.
Yeah.
In that situation. But, if I've got at least 2 of those quarterbacks on the board still, and somebody else took a receiver and it wasn't Chase, or took a running back ahead of Chase, and Chase was still sitting there for me, I think I'd go with Chase.
Yeah.
Man, it's probably the right move to make, but it just seems like the difference this year is that there's not going to be a Drake May and there's not going to be a Jaden Daniels in this draft, and we were blessed
there already. Right? So we have how many quarterbacks? What is the difference now between the 8th quarterback and the 4th quarterback? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not what it was before. Before there was a distinct gap between the top 2 or 3 quarterbacks and then the next tier. Whereas now you're looking at maybe a 5-point a game on average difference.
I don't think you're going to find quarterbacks in the late rounds that are going to help your team out this year, though.
What's that?
I don't think you'll find any of these quarterbacks in the late rounds that are going to help your team out. I think that I don't know. I might come with a quarterback heavy approach in the early rounds.
I honestly think the rounds 5, the Goff, Young, Prescott, Tua, that if you can get one of those quarterbacks as your second quarterback in the 5th, 6th round like that, I think that's honestly the perfect scenario to have if you draft.
Maybe one of those.
I agree with that. If you want to do the wait, but you got to get one of them quarterbacks in the 5th or 6th round if you're gonna wait. And I think you can do that. I think you can do that by drafting at the back end of the round, like in the 9th through 12th slot.
Yeah, I would have rather seen Steb instead of Chase Brown there take Goff away from me. I think his team would be. I mean, he waited to get Carr, and Carr's not even going to play most likely. So
he might be looking at the idea of taking one of the quarterbacks because he knows he's going to have the top 2 picks going into the rookie draft. Yeah. So he might be in the position to take one of the top 2 quarterbacks going next season. So he's going to have
I don't disagree with that, but still dynasty wise, I still have Goff above a Chase Brown. But the Kamara pick is what puzzles me a little bit on his team. I'm not taking Chase Brown there. I'm taking Smith and probably Zay Flowers there. Or since I didn't take Goff, I probably take Prescott. But regardless, I think he probably could have waited on Chase Brown right there on that turn and taking Goff as his quarterback.
So basically, you're telling him that you weren't going to take Chase Brown if he didn't?
No, I wasn't.
So he could have just got Goff and then Brown, and you're saying that then knowing that information,
regardless, where do you have Chase Brown, Connor?
Sorry,
where do you have Chase Brown?
He
seems like he would be. He seems like he would be the type of player like.
Yeah, I have him right there in that range, but I already had Achane. Regardless, but rankings wise, I have him right there in that range anyway. But I would have rather as his team with already having a starting running back, I would have had taken Goff as my second quarterback. And then hope, Chase Brown falls to you. You take him, and if not, then you get Kamara, who's I guess on your next running back. So you
talk about the fall for Kyle Pitts that he fell all the way to the 10th round as an auto pick.
Yeah. Well, he's on my dynasty book. Kyle Pitts is on my dynasty book. So,
hey, Connor, where do you have where I took Jordan Addison? Was that too early?
No, I think that's perfect for Jordan Addison. He was going to be my name instead of Devontae Smith. I had him right there. The only person in that range of Dunze, Worthy, Moore, Addison, Smith, I have Worthy after those guys. I mean, he's still in that range. I don't think it's a bad pick, but I just have him after and basically that same order that went.
Oh, got you.
I like the Jameson Williams and the George Pickens picks.
Yeah, I like those two.
Kinds of those.
Do you like George? Back to back. What do you think of Rome over Moore, or do you think? I think Rome over Moore in Dynasty for sure. But
yeah,
are you guys on that same train?
Yeah, I just think right now, I mean, Moore looked really good in the games. He got action. So I still have Moore in that range, but I agree with you that a Dunze over him in Dynasty for sure.
Yeah. Is George Pickens is that where he needs? Is that where he's supposed to go?
I have him a little earlier, but not much. I mean,
like a round.
Yeah, maybe.
I think I'd rather have George Pickens than Tyreek Hill in Dynasty. Sadly, I mean, not value wise. I think it's George plus for Tyreek. But
can we talk about this crazy pattern with receivers coming from the Steelers? I mean, first you had Antonio Brown, and then you got Deontay Johnson, and now you got this George Pickens kind of shit heading in the same direction.
Juju.
Yeah, and Juju. I mean, is there a pattern forming here that am I the only one that sees this, or what?
Well, and what's weird is Mike Tomlin does not seem like the kind of coach to foster that kind of attitude. So it's like,
I know that's the crazy part about it.
That's what's so wild about it is. So he just tamps it down while they're there, and then when they get loose, they're just madmen, across the league.
He's like a mean stepdad.
Like Mormon kids when they get away from their parents for the first time, and they get out, they're like, yeah.
I think the linebacker from the Bengals has a lot to do with Antonio Brown's actions. So,
oh yeah,
the death shot he put on him. So,
who was that? Perfect.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So. This was our dynasty draft. This is the I guess we could say Dino 101 since it's our first Dino of the year. Great turnout, great rebuttal, great stuff in chat. Maybe the next one we'll do maybe next week or the week after we could possibly do a best ball. Maybe do a best ball one. We'll probably rotate. Do best ball. Yeah. Do a rookie early.
We should do like a fast mini league maybe or something.
Yeah, we can do something like that. We'll us managers will put our heads together and we'll figure something out. But we had a good time on this. It was very efficient, and like I said, we'll figure something out for next time. But don't forget that we're gonna revisit this draft after the NFL draft, and we'll do a two round rookie draft. So we'll add 2 more roster spots to our squad.
Can we make sure to post the link so we can vote on
yes.
who wins that?
Yes,
who wins the
draft? Yeah. I'm going into my weekend, guys. So coincidentally, all the upgrades that we did to the website over the last couple of days, those are days where I work both jobs. And so now I'm going into the weekend. Very little to do, and then I plan on getting everything situated as far as the website and do a couple upgrades to some of the pages. And the same way that we're doing registration for the Dynasty leagues, we're going to go ahead and open that up for the mini leagues as well. So you can get in there early and do our little 12-man, $4 best ball. Big money to be had for not a lot.
Yeah, for sure.
Alex, we're going to put up a vote for the best roster on the website, correct? So people can go on there and pick the roster that they want.
Yeah, you'll see it when you go to the website. I mean, we'll put up a little. So when you go to the website, all the pertinent information is usually right there at the top of the front page. And if you don't see it there, as you go through the website, you'll see the little sidebar, and that usually has our most up-to-date, our top 3 latest news for you. So just we're trying to eliminate the hubs, but in order to do that, we have to be able to get you guys to pay attention to the website, check in once a week, so that way you're up to date on things happening, because we're trying to avoid sending you alerts all the damn time. Yep. So this is our way to do it.
What Alex is telling you guys is go to the website within the next few days. There will be a link for you to go vote for my team in this mock draft as the best team.
Probably tomorrow. Yeah, give me till tomorrow and it'll be there.
Yeah.
Although if you were watching, Sean would actually want to vote for my team, so it's okay.
Yeah, Zoob's sniping everybody.
Vote for myself.
We might want to vote for Sean's team. We've got to cheer him up a little bit from around.
Just to comment on the draft one more time. Did y'all see Cooper Kupp not get drafted at all?
I know. Yeah. I noticed that.
That's not crazy. They draft completely off the top 10.
Top 10. So gamers, like I said, thanks again for joining into the podcast. Definitely start migrating over to the our website. I mean, put that right on your phone, right on the front page, so you can just zap it every time. So until next week, folks, for my co-host Sean, for the Player of the Year Connor, for El Presidente Webslex, and for the man way up in Alaska, Zubicus. Till next time, I'm Lutz for Sale. We are out.
That's a wrap.
That's a